All right, ready to dive deep. Today, we're tackling something everyone wants, a successful mindset. Like what helps people really thrive, not just like achieve stuff, but actually thrive.
And it's funny, the article you sent, The Successful Mindset, Cultivating a Path to Achievement, it really gets into the psychology of it all.
It's not just like think positive thoughts and good things will happen.
You're right, exactly. It's way more than that. It's a whole framework almost.
So no Lambos and private jets. Bummer.
No. But seriously, it's about those inner qualities that actually set you up for success. And success, however you define it, right?
Okay, I love that. So it's
Yeah.
personal, but where do we even begin? Like, how do you build this successful mindset? What are the like core pieces?
Well, the article starts with this idea of a growth mindset. I feel like everyone's talking about this lately.
Yeah, I've heard the term, but I
Mhm.
don't know, never fully got it.
Okay, so think of it like this. Your abilities, they're like a muscle. The more you use them, the more you challenge them, even struggle a little, the stronger they get. It's people who, when they hit a challenge, they see it as a chance to grow.
So instead of being like, "Oof, this is hard, I give up,"
Yeah.
it's more like, okay, game on, time to level up.
Yes. And that shift in how you think, it changes how you approach everything. Work, relationships, goals, all of it.
So growth mindset, it's not assuming you're stuck.
Yeah.
It's embracing becoming better.
Totally. And that leads right into the next piece. Self-awareness.
Oh, that's a tough one. Nobody likes admitting their weaknesses. Is that like really necessary for success?
It is. It's like gathering intel. The more you truly know yourself, the better decisions you make.
Yeah.
Strengths and weaknesses.
Not beating yourself up, just being honest.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you can use that to navigate all the, well, the inevitable ups and downs.
Okay, which brings us to resilience.
Right. Bouncing back from setbacks.
Okay, but how do you build that? Are some people just born resilient?
It's a bit of both, nature and nurture, but the cool thing is it's a skill. It's like the more you flex that resilience muscle, the stronger it gets.
So it's not just gritting your teeth and pushing through.
Yeah.
There are ways to like actually get better at it.
Definitely. We'll get into those. But think about a time you faced a big setback and you made it through. What got you there? That's resilience in action.
Okay, I'm seeing the connections here. You need that growth mindset to see those setbacks as like learning experiences, and then the resilience to, actually get back up.
You got it. And that's where optimism comes in. But, and this is important, not the everything's perfect kind of optimism.
Toxic positivity is a thing.
It is. This is more about like believing in your ability to find solutions, even when things are tough.
Okay, so not ignoring the problem, just trusting you can handle it.
That's it. And it loops back to growth mindset. If you believe you can improve, you're more likely to face things with optimism, not just despair.
I'm digging this. So we've got growth mindset, self-awareness, resilience, a good dose of optimism. What's the final ingredient in this mindset cocktail?
Ah, the secret ingredient. This one's my favorite, honestly. Curiosity.
Okay, now we're talking.
Yeah.
I'm all about curiosity. Tell me why it's so important.
A curious mind is an engaged mind, right? Always seeking new information, perspectives, experiences. That's how we keep learning, keep growing.
That's like being a kid again. Everything is new and exciting. Makes life way more interesting.
And more successful, honestly.
Mhm.
Because when you're curious, you're open to new possibilities, opportunities other people might miss completely.
So curiosity keeps you like adaptable and engaged.
Yeah.
It's the fuel for the whole successful mindset thing.
Exactly. And combine that with all the other pieces, you've got a powerful recipe for, well, not just achieving goals, but a fulfilling life.
All right, love it. So we've got the ingredients, but how does this actually play out in the real world? Like, what are the tangible benefits?
Ah, that's where it gets really interesting. Let's dive into that next. So, yeah, it's not just some like airy-fairy concept, this successful mindset. It has real-world benefits. Like it can actually impact how well you do things.
Okay, that makes sense. If you believe you can improve, you're going to, probably put in more effort.
It's more than effort, though. It's how you see those challenges. Remember the growth mindset. Those people, they see a tough task. It's not a threat. It's a chance to stretch, get better.
Okay, so like one person sees a mountain, they're like, nope, not climbing that. But someone else, they see it as something to conquer, right?
Exactly. Same mountain, different outcome because of that mindset.
Mm.
The person who's ready to grow, they're the one training, preparing, and eventually, they reach the top.
I'm starting to see how powerful this can be. It's like less about positive thinking, more about how you view those tough things you got to do.
And that view, it helps you solve problems better too. A successful mindset, it's like having better tools to approach problems knowing you can solve them, even when things are messy.
Okay, so like imagine I'm putting together furniture, but the instructions are missing. How's a successful mindset going to help me there?
Well, instead of just getting frustrated and giving up, you might be like, curious, experiment, try things, maybe even find it fun figuring it out.
So less stress, more like a puzzle to be solved.
Yes. And you'd be surprised. That shift can lead to some really creative solutions, things you wouldn't have thought of otherwise.
I love that. Turning frustration into like innovation fuel.
Yeah,
But okay, what about relationships? Does this mindset make you better at those too?
absolutely. Think back to self-awareness, knowing yourself. That helps you understand other people better too, their needs, why they do things.
So like using that inner knowledge to connect with people, like for real.
Right. When you're not projecting your own stuff onto others, you can be more empathetic, understand where they're coming from.
That makes sense. Clearer view of the world, clearer view of the people in it.
And that leads to better communications, stronger relationships, all that good stuff. And, speaking of navigating the world, having this mindset is so key nowadays. Things change so fast.
It's true. It's like every day there's a new app, a new trend. It's hard to keep up. How does a successful mindset help with that?
Adaptability. It's being open to those changes, even excited to learn the new stuff, constantly growing.
So instead of resisting, you see it as like, ooh, what can I learn from this?
Exactly. And that makes you more resilient too, right?
Okay.
Better able to thrive when things are, unpredictable.
Okay, we've covered a lot. Better performance, problem solving, relationships, adaptability.
Mm.
This mindset stuff sounds like a superpower. But how do we actually get it? Are we born with it or can we like train our brains?
Good news. It's not fixed. It's skills, habits, you build them over time. The article has some good strategies, and it all starts with lifelong learning.
Okay, so not just
Mm.
like going to school forever.
Right. No, it's an attitude, being curious, always wanting to learn and grow. Could be reading, podcasts, courses, even just like talking to people with different views than you.
Feeding your mind,
Yeah.
basically. Keeping those horizons expanding.
Exactly. And the more you learn, the more you realize how much more there is to learn. It's amazing. And speaking of, that brings us to goal setting.
Goals, yeah. Gotta have something to aim for.
Right. But they got to be goals you care about, something that excites you, aligns with what you value.
Because otherwise, who's going to put in the effort, right?
Exactly. Find where your passion meets what you're good at, what the world needs.
Love it. But how do those goals stop being just like dreams? How do we actually get there?
This is where breaking things down is key. Big goal. Overwhelming. But smaller steps. Manageable. You focus on those small wins, you keep moving forward.
It's like a journey of 1,000 miles and all that, right?
Yes. And each step, it builds momentum. You start to believe, hey, I can actually do this.
This isn't just about success. It's about a better life overall, isn't it?
It is. When you have goals you care about and you're taking action, that sense of purpose, it just spills over into everything.
Okay, sold on the goal setting. But how do you make sure you're on the right track? Like, how do you know you're not heading in the wrong direction?
That's where self-reflection comes in. Taking time to, step back, look at things honestly. How's it going? What's working? What's not?
So checking in with yourself, making adjustments if needed.
Yes. And journaling, it's great for this. Track your thoughts, your progress, any patterns you see.
It's like a written record of your growth journey, basically.
It can be really powerful. Sometimes just writing things down helps you see things clearer, make better decisions. And, we talked about resilience.
Yeah, bouncing back. Any tips on how to like actually get better at that?
One of the best things is to see failures as learning experiences. It's not a defeat, it's feedback, it's data.
So instead of I failed, it's okay, what did I learn?
Exactly. And that shift changes everything. You see failure as a step forward, not a stop sign. So you keep trying, keep experimenting. You're more likely to actually reach your goals that way.
Powerful stuff, taking the sting out of those
Yeah.
setbacks. Okay, but can we talk about people, like the people we hang out with? They got to have some impact on our mindset, right?
Huge impact, actually. The people around you, they influence how you think, how you feel, even how you act. They can either lift you up or drag you down.
There's that saying, like, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
Right. So choose wisely. If you're around negative people all the time, it's draining. Makes it hard to stay positive, to believe in yourself.
But if you're with people who are supportive, who cheer you on.
Then it's a whole different story. It's so much easier to stay motivated to face those challenges.
So find your tribe, the people who inspire you, who get you.
Definitely. Now, another big idea from the article is this thing called an abundance mindset.
Abundance mindset. I haven't heard that one. What's
Sure.
it all about?
It's believing there's enough to go around for everyone. Opportunity, success, it's not a zero-sum game. One person winning doesn't mean someone else loses.
So instead of being jealous of others' success, you're like inspired by it.
Yes, you see it as proof that it's possible. An abundance mindset, it leads to more collaboration, more generosity.
I love that. It's not about competition. It's about like, we're all in this together. Plenty to go around.
Right. And that's a really freeing way to live, knowing there's enough for everyone to succeed.
Okay, abundance mindset. Got it. But what about risks? We're always told to take risks, but how do you know which ones are worth it? How do you push yourself without like being reckless?
That's where calculated risks come in. It's not just jumping into anything. It's thinking it through. What's the potential reward? What could go wrong? And then making a smart decision.
Like those stepping stones across a river. You got to make sure they're stable before you step right.
Great analogy. Calculated risks are about pushing yourself, yeah, but in a way that makes sense for you. Your goals, your values, all of that.
So thoughtful risk-taking, not just like YOLOing into every opportunity.
Exactly. It's about finding that balance, pushing yourself, but not being stupid about it. But okay, we've talked a lot about the theory of the successful mindset. But life? Well, life throws curveballs. How does this mindset help with the tough stuff, the inevitable challenges? That's the key, isn't it? A successful mindset doesn't mean no problems, but it gives you better tools to deal with them. It's like a mental toolbox full of strategies.
Okay, I like that. So imagine a big challenge, something that really throws you off. How does this mindset help them?
Remember how we talked about reframing failure? That applies to any challenge, really.
So instead of freaking out, it's more like, okay, what can I learn from this?
Yes. Instead of why me, it's how can I grow from this?
Finding the good, even when things are rough.
Right. And that makes a huge difference in how you cope. You're not running away from the challenge. You're leaning into it with curiosity, with determination.
This is like turning lemons into lemonade, but for life. Now, how about criticism? Even the good kind, it can sting. Does this mindset help with that too?
Definitely. Criticism can be hard to hear no matter what. But with a successful mindset, you're less focused on your ego getting bruised and more on like, okay, is there something useful here?
So not taking it personally, but seeing it as an opportunity to get better.
Exactly. Even if it's not delivered well, feedback can still have valuable nuggets.
I like to think of it as like a gift, even if it's in like terrible wrapping paper. There might be something good inside.
I love that. A successful mindset helps you see it as guidance, a way to level up your skills, become a better version of yourself.
All right, so we've got strategies for failure, for criticism, but what about uncertainty? The world's full of it these days. How does this mindset help when you just don't know what's going to happen?
Uncertainty is hard, for sure. It makes people anxious, makes them feel powerless. But a successful mindset, it helps you stay focused on your goals even when everything feels chaotic.
Like an inner compass. It
Yeah.
keeps pointing you the right way, even when you're in uncharted territory.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
about holding on to that sense of control, that agency, and trusting that even if things go sideways, you've got the skills, the resilience to figure it out.
So far, this has been pretty theoretical, but I think it would help to see some like real-world examples. The article had some, right?
Mhm.
Inspiring people who embody this successful mindset.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Seeing it in action really brings it home. Shall we look at those next?
Okay, so real-life examples. Let's see this successful mindset in action. The article mentioned Oprah, J.K. Rowling, Elon Musk, all like super successful, but they didn't get there easily, right?
Right. And that's the whole point, isn't it? It's not about avoiding the hard stuff. It's about knowing how to deal with it, how to use it to your advantage even.
Okay, Oprah first. Her story, it's like resilience personified. I mean, she went from poverty and all these challenges to like a media empire. It's kind of wild.
Yeah. And she didn't just survive, she thrived. It's that constant growth, the learning, the pushing boundaries.
And the risks. Launching your own network, that was a huge gamble, but she like truly believed in what she was doing.
Yeah, totally. Oprah's a great example of figuring out what you're meant to do, what your talents are, and then going for it, even when it's scary.
Okay, next up, J.K. Rowling. persistence, right? Single mom, struggling financially, rejection after rejection. I mean, most people would have given up on Harry Potter way before it ever got published.
Shows you what passion and resilience can do together. She didn't just believe in that story, she fought for it.
And look at her now. Harry Potter is like a global thing. It's touched so many people. It's proof that even when everyone doubts you, you got to keep going if you really believe in something.
And it reminds us success takes time often. It's those years of work nobody sees, the grit, the determination. That's what leads to those big wins.
Okay, now for someone who's all about pushing boundaries, Elon Musk. This guy wants to colonize Mars and revolutionize how we get around and merge our brains with AI. Talk about ambitious.
It's that growth mindset. He never stops. He's not afraid to take big swings, even if he misses sometimes. And he learns from those misses, gets better.
SpaceX, Tesla, Neuralink, he just keeps tackling these huge problems.
And doesn't always nail it on the first try, which is honestly a big part of his success. It's that idea that failure, it's not the opposite of success. It's part of the journey.
He's okay with failing as long as he learns from it. Like, all right, we messed up. Let's figure out why and do better next time.
Exactly. That's a successful mindset right there. It's not just setting goals, it's being flexible, being able to change course when you need to.
So we've got these amazing examples, but what does it all mean for, for the rest of us? For people who are trying to actually build this successful mindset?
It means it's possible. It's not just for famous people, celebrities. Anyone can cultivate these qualities. The growth mindset, resilience, all of it.
Because success doesn't have to look a certain way.
Right.
It's figuring out what you want and then building the mental skills to get there.
The article ends with this line that really stuck with me. It says, ultimately, success is not solely defined by external achievements, but by the internal growth experienced along the journey and understanding that transforms obstacles into stepping stones toward greatness.
So it's not the destination, it's who you become along the way.
That's where the real magic is, the growth. So I'll leave you with this. What does greatness look like for you? What are the obstacles you need to turn into stepping stones to get there?
Big questions to think about. And remember, building a successful mindset, it's a process. It's making those daily choices, showing up with curiosity, with resilience, believing in yourself.
Pick one thing we talked about today, one strategy, and try it out this week. See what happens.
Love it. Start small, keep at it, and watch as things start to change. Until next time, keep diving deep.